YouTube? Welcome to the Reptile Barn. I am so excited to show you what I've been working on all day. I'm gross. I am covered in sweat and dust and plant sap and just all sorts of stuff, but that is okay. It has been worth it. I want you to see what we have done for Little Blue. Alright, we have been working on this for a while. The moment of truth has arrived. I think it looks pretty good, and I will walk you through what we have done. Right? Bam, ba da ba da. Here it is. So, this enclosure is 6 feet long, 4 feet high, and 2 feet deep. Okay? This enclosure will fit a breeding pair of tree monitors, no problem. This was actually the enclosure dimensions that the breeder, Brandon, up at Canadian Cold Bloods, recommended to us that he breeds all his in, and he also recommended that we lift it up off the ground a ways so that the monitors feel like they're even higher, because they already have some room to climb, and then if they feel like they can even look out and down, they feel great, they feel happy, they feel just as arboreal as if you had a 6-foot cage that was sitting all the way on the ground, if that makes sense. And this guy is the best of the best. Anyone looking for tree monitors, highly recommend this guy. Again, you can look him up, Brandon, Canadian Cold Bloods. Awesome, awesome breeder. He's got all sorts of tree monitors. We'll be getting more from him in the future. Anyway, so what have we got going on here? The walls are lined with cork so that he can climb them. Just greatly expands the climbable surface of his enclosure. Got some driftwood we picked up at the beach and treated with pervenamite. We've got just cocoa fiber on the ground. We use Reptile, but there's lots of good brands. I've got some leaf litter, and I'm going to get more that just sits on the ground. We've got a couple of live plants in here that I'm pretty excited about. A couple little babies, a little bit bigger, some pothos. Love this stuff. I think these guys will do great. And then we also... This was crazy, guys. We have a passion fruit vine. We actually have 4 of them out. Well, we had 4. Now we have 3 out in our living area. We took one, unwound it from the trellis it was growing on, and that was brutal. We just had to pretty much shred the poor thing. But we unwound it. We dragged it in here. We stuck it underneath the enclosure here. It's down there. There's its pot that it's in. And then we cut a hole. We drilled a hole in the side of the enclosure, and we put all the vines in. You should have seen how that went down. We had to take all the individual vines coming from that one plant, squish them together, saran wrap them all the way down their length, and then shove that through the hole, and then we've kind of put it up and in. So you can see the vine is looking pretty raggedy. It will perk up. These things are tough as nails. But for the next couple weeks or even months, it's not going to look so good. I apologize, but it's in. So, the only other thing I'm going to put in there is one more cork tube that I'm going to put in the back on the ground, up and down, so that he has another hide. He's got this cork tube up here that he can hide in. We use radiant heat panels from Pro Products. Those will create very warm spots, but not his basking spot. They'll get up to like 95 in the daytime, drop down to like 85 at night. And then we've got actual heat and UV here, heat and UV on this side, and then grow lights up top for the plants. And we should be in good shape. I am gonna set up the camera somewhere and pull out Little Blue and put him in his cage. So bear with me. This could take a minute. He doesn't like getting grabbed, but he needs to go in his new cage. So, hooray! I'm gonna wear the leather gloves. I was holding Sophie earlier, the Sylphin dragon, and oh, it's really dark, but she cut me up pretty good with her nails. She was being totally nice. She wasn't being crazy or anything. She was just kind of walking along, and her nails shredded me. So, I'm gonna put on gloves. So here he is, guys. I need to get a better camera angle. Hold on just a sec. Hey, Liz! So here's little Blue. Looking beautiful. Doesn't much like getting held, but that's okay. He's being a good boy. He's not going too crazy or anything. Just checking him over. We had a scare the other day. Come in to check on him in the morning, and he had some blood on his mouth. And I freaked out. Called the breeder, and the breeder was like, "Oh, you know, do you feed him pinky mice?" And I was like, "Yeah, sometimes." And just did a couple days ago, actually. He's like, "Yeah, sometimes they miss a piece of pinky mouse, find it a couple days later when it's gross and squashy, and they still eat it, and it gets blood all over their face." And so I was almost certain that's what happened. So now I've got him out. I had washed him off at the time, and I couldn't see any cuts on him. And so I was pretty sure that's what had happened. And now that I've got him out and can see him up close, he looks great. He's doing really well. He's also, this is an interesting habit. See that, Liz? On his tail? Uh-huh. I think those are scent glands. I'm going to have to look this up. It's just a defense thing. Just to...
Oh, because he's really stressed?
Because he's really stressed out. So
That's sad. Sorry, little guy.
We are going to release him into his new home. I am so excited about this.
See that enclosure, guys? We're so excited.
Oh yeah, I was showing it off. Come here, little Blue. Come here, bud. No, don't go this way. Come this way.
Look at that incredible animal.
So guys, it's actually really late at night. He's been asleep for hours. I just woke him up to put him in this cage. But I do want to keep the heat on for a little while. We didn't have his heat on for hours today because we were moving it to this cage. So I do want to let him warm up a little bit before he has to sleep the rest of the night. But he's just exploring. He's actually doing really well. He doesn't really know where to hide yet. He'll get there. But I hope he likes it. Seems to look really tiny in there for a little while, but that's okay. It's beautiful though. Totally beautiful. I hope that was enjoyable, watching his release into his new cage. I got a lot out of that. That was awesome. That was exciting for me. We've put a lot of work into this cage, that's for sure. Anyway, I will keep you updated on how he does. Hopefully he doesn't go days and days without eating now from the stress, but I think he'll be okay. And we will hopefully have a female for him in a year or two when he's big enough to breed. And she'll be able to go in here with him. And we'll make sure that the 2 basking spots are good to go, and we'll get a nesting box in there and everything. But I think it looks great. I think it'll look better once those passion fruit vines perk up a bit. We just wanted him to have some cover in there because his cage down here, he mostly had cover. There wasn't really other than when he was right up on top of his basking spot. Anywhere else he went, he had some cover. So in here, it's going to take him some getting used to. I think he'll do fine. He's definitely grown in confidence since we got him 8 months ago. So I'm not too worried about him. Hopefully he doesn't stress out. And if he does stress out, he'll show me that with his, he'll go off feed or something. So we'll make adjustments if needed. But I hope you liked it. And go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you think of our cage. And until next time, we are the Reptile Bar.